ready to get wet? The show is about to begin. We review stuff.
Hello,
Hello,
what's up?
this is Mr. E with no, he's Mr. E. I'm Mr. Z, and this is the We Review Stuff, the show where so yeah,
It's a show
where we talk.
where we talk and blabber about random stuff.
Yeah,
Sometimes we review stuff, sometimes
sometimes, but most of the time we gossip, you know,
gossip, rant.
rant. Now, but today we're actually going to talk about something. We're going to review something. We're going to review stuff, like stuff. Because before we used to review tech or
Mhm,
software, but today it's going to be stuff.
mhm.
Yeah.
Something different. It's not software.
Mm. And this is called ding 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 speed seduction. What is speed seduction?
Uh-huh. What is speed seduction? It's supposed to be a seduction method
That is fast.
that's fast. I
No,
guess the name
define it.
the game pretty much says it all.
The game by Neil Strauss. If you guys have
Mhm.
read it,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
If you have read the famous book, The Game, uh it has been mentioned there.
Hmm. No, but seriously, speed seduction is like the first uh, formalized, I would say, like a formalized seduction system that
Hmm.
exists.
Hmm.
It is the precursor of the modern pickup arts movement, which is an entire body of seduction training, theories, applications. Yeah.
That pretty much sums it up.
And well, the people who would see this will probably be because they type it in Google or something, they see this video. But for others, they might not have any idea what we're talking about here. Um, so there, the originator or the founder of this is Ross Jeffries.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And for those who haven't heard of him, Ross Jeffries is considered to be the father of modern seduction,
Grandfather or grandfather?
grandfather.
I'm not actually sure if he, because he's really old, like a senior citizen,
Yeah, he
old.
has been doing this for several years already.
But he still gets hot girls if he
Hmm.
wanted to. It might be, I don't know. I don't want to say. So anyway, this came about. This show came about because of one guy. I'll show this screen, which
Okay,
means we have to hide. I wish I can move this. Well, you still can see it. So hide or there.
that's better.
So that guy, we were going back and forth on my Voxeros channel and talking about. He made a comment because, as you know, some of my channels are like I dump everything there. Everything. Wait, there's biking, there's rant,
Uh-huh.
everything. So one of the some of the posts there are related to what's called as language patterns. And
Language patterns, yes. It's the main tool in used in speed
yes,
seduction.
yes. So we were talking about speed seduction patterns, and he said that his main problem is the delivery of the patterns. And I strongly disagreed because this is a common comment that they somehow treat the seduction patterns as like
Yes.
abracadabra, like
Mm-hmm.
they're magic words,
Yeah. Huh?
which is the wrong way to look at them.
Mm-hmm.
And this is was my reply. No, dude, that ain't it. Well, we'll do a video just for you. So there.
Thank you for giving us a good content idea, by the way.
Yes, good content idea. And
Mhm. And I would like to
talk
add,
about it. Talk about it.
I
Talk
would
about
like
it.
to add, since most people treat the patterns, the most people treat the patterns as magic, like magic pill. They get too caught up with it. Uh,
Yes.
we It's good mentioning that we don't have to get caught up with patterns.
See, the thing is, should we say our backgrounds or just leave it as this
Well, it's just, let's just say that it's just one of those things that we studied in the
for a
field
long
of
time?
persuasion. Yes,
We didn't just study them; we practiced them. Like
yes,
we went
we
out,
actually
we practiced
practice
them.
them. Mhm.
That's why, ah, like those dating or relationship experts, like those who
Uh,
appear in Oprah, you will get a strong reaction from some guys, and probably those guys are part of the community because you don't study seduction. You don't just there's there's the formal theory from school, and then there's the pragmatic field which you need to prove in real life
yes.
with real pets
Hmm.
like cats and and imaginary friends. No, no, you really have to practice them. But this is my take on this on studying seduction because one of my okay, this is my turn to be a rant. I really hate it. Like when some guys like they act like why should you study it? It comes naturally. And those people when when you know their background, they've got like a lot of hurt, like a lot of betrayals in their past. They lose girls or they get cheated on, stuff like that. That's
They underestimate the science and art
yeah,
of
it's like
all of
this.
this.
It's like this. What are important things in life? Like for example, business. Does that just do you just let that be naturally just common sense? No, you study it. Or what about fighting? Yes, of course you study it. I studied it. Martial arts. What about seduction? You study it. You have to study everything.
Mhm.
That's where I come from. If you need to fix something, I need to fix the cell phone. We study it. YouTube. You know.
Mhm.
So that's why you
Yeah,
study everything.
nothing beats consciously studying everything
Yeah,
rather
don't.
than just letting it come to you.
Yeah, they have no idea. People who study this stuff like they spend like many years, and the
Hmm.
pain of having to practice this in field. That is really studying. That's easy.
And we say practice, we mean approaching people, approaching strangers, like
Approaching
hundreds,
girls
yes,
and
like
trying
hundreds of
to
strangers
uh,
and
only
thousands,
hundreds.
probably thousands. We've done this for like, I don't know, man, several years.
Yeah, but he's retired.
Yes,
And I'm also retired because of the pandemic, so that's why.
start temporarily.
I don't know if we'll ever get back to that life. And I'm also getting old, so I don't know. Maybe yeah. So that's why because before like I really hide this stuff. Like I'm no, you know, I pretend not to be like one of them. But since I might not be able to get back to that life again, so there. And really, seduction is really hard because you're dealing with women, and they're really complex creatures.
Uh,
You can
and for
study
mhm,
like me and my women have studied like literally thousands of hours of theory and maybe tens of thousands of field practice, misery and pain, pure misery and pain, and we still can't master it. We're just getting better incrementally, little by little. So anyway, see,
yeah, and
turn it into
for who don't have interest in seduction, some of the skills, I mean
oh yeah, good point.
most of the skills that you would learn from this field, you can apply in business. So
Yes, yes,
that's
good point, good point.
mhm,
Because you can call it seduction, but you could also call it persuasion.
yes.
And they're just you could look at them as just one spectrum, like one full gamut. I don't know the words. One area deals with those parts of psychologies
Hmm.
that deal with seduction, and perhaps other areas have to do with salesmanship,
Hmm.
marketing. Maybe one area is about intimidation.
Hmm.
Why did we get there?
Intimidate. No idea.
Or like dog training, or
Hmm.
those are all just the same. Persuasion. And yeah, so there. So where are we? Where were we? I always get distracted.
Let's just show them the cool stuff. Let's just talk about the cool stuff.
Okay, because yeah, I did this actually. This is like what do you call this? A cheat sheet.
Cheat sheet.
Hmm. But remind me, the point of this is
The
because
patterns.
I disagree. Yeah,
Mm.
but the
We will be
pattern.
we will be focusing
No, no,
on the patterns
I
and
mean I'm just gonna answer that part, but we're going to well, I'll quickly show you
okay.
the whole mind map
We will
thing.
dive we will dive a little deeper into it.
Well, wait. So there, I'm going to go to that screen.
All
That
right.
is just the beginning.
That's just the beginning of the whole journey we will put you through. Please bear with us.
So this is Ross Jeffries. This was him, or I don't know. Maybe that's just computer effects. He never looked like this. And this is him now. Like maybe he's like 80, the grandfather of seduction. So this is the background. Speed seduction is based on hypnosis, NLP, and
Uh-huh.
yeah, there. So I'm defining that. SSNLP. And the NLP, you see, is about collection of models, the, a collection of models, best, how do you call this, processes.
Yes, it's when we say models, a model is like an emotional process a person goes to.
Mm,
An emotional and mental process a person goes to in order to achieve a certain feeling. Like if a person
mm.
were to fall in love, a
Yeah,
person
that's,
will
yeah,
need to go through specific mental and emotional process
there's a process there.
uh in
So,
order
so
to
there.
achieve the feeling of falling in love.
So there's also a mindset to being an NLPer. People who are into NLP, we look at the world as models, as processes. You know, we collect excellence, we model excellence. So that's where modeling comes from. It's not. So for example, NLP, the founders of NLP, they found the patterns of hypnosis. So they put that in the 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 NLP, the what do you call this, and then some other stuff like a lot of, but we don't have to go there. You know, therapeutic models. So basically,
Mm-hmm.
that's it. So that's NLP. Because Ross Jeffries is an NLPer and he also wanted seduction, so he invented that. He goes, why don't I use what I know from NLP to create speed seduction? And that's how he invented it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Um, can you can you answer this? What's the difference
Versus.
between PUA and SS?
Uh,
I think this is going to be a long show, more than an
well,
hour.
well,
How does attraction and seduction happen for the PUAs, pickup artists?
for the PUAs, they
So
use
that
like
means, by the way,
mhm,
guys, they are different.
they are different.
Sometimes they are the same, but mostly pure SSers. They think differently, different mindset, different looks, different paradigms. Later, I'll tell you. These are the clues.
Well,
Basically,
but yes, the pickup arts is more like a long distance tool. Uh, like when it comes to weapons, pickup arts are like long range weapons. While speed seduction, you use it as precision tools.
that's one way to explain it.
Hmm.
No, but what about this one? The values, social status, social dynamics.
Yeah, yes. The pickup arts are dependent on these concepts, the values, be it superficial or personal. It's also dependent on social status and your public image, social dynamics, of course, and evolutionary psychology, and the concept of pre-selection. The pickup arts are dependent on those concepts.
Yeah. So the
Whereas
mm,
speed seduction, they don't need any of these.
absolutely not.
Uh-huh.
Yes, exactly.
So
So
knowing speed seduction gives you more freedom
um,
towards gives you more freedom, and also some work gives you more work to, towards seducing the opposite sex.
so basically, because I started as an SSer, so I got good at this SS first. Then I really rejected this PUA. But when I became a PUA, I could no longer go back to SS. I could do it, but the whole because for because they're the exact opposite. For example, with SS, there's the they he actually teaches you, or the culture back then was, the uglier you are, the poorer you are. You know, you can dress properly, and you have to defeat superior guys in terms of looks, in terms of money. So that's
Hmm.
the game. That's the bragging rights. And the only way you can do that is if you do SS properly. Whereas in the PUA culture, it's about, let's say, being as cool as possible, high status, rich, uh, because it triggers those
Hmm.
innate attraction mechanisms. That's why they have a saying there: attraction isn't a choice. Uh, by the
Yes.
way, that guy's a famous business guru now, Eben Pagan,
Yep.
uh, who went by David DeAngelo before. So that's why they are working with these things, evolutionary psychology. These are attraction. Attraction isn't a choice stuff. For example, you meet you being a guy. You meet a celebrity. No, yeah, okay, celebrity girl, high status. Even if she's just cute because she has high status, of course she will be cuter. But the effects is much more with women.
Hmm.
And the pre-selection, if you're surrounded by women, they naturally get attracted to you. You know, stuff like that. Hardwired mechanisms.
Yes.
and SS deals with a different kind of psychology. So again, because SS deals with collections, and that's where the word patterns come from. Um, I'm going to allude to that. I'm not going to, but yeah, okay, there's a connection.
Yeah.
So the thing is, because NLP is based on models, right? Processes. For example, how do you? Oh, how about you, Edsel, Mr. E?
Well,
Uh,
if you, but
explain.
let me share my take on it. If you want to, well, we work on models or mental processes, of course. If you want to seduce someone, you will have to walk. You will have to walk your target through the process, the process of falling in love or being attracted. And of course, in order to walk her through it, you will have to use the language, language patterns.
Mhm.
You have to artfully describe the patterns so that she will imagine it, and then by imagining it, she will actually go through those uh, mental processes and emotional processes.
Yeah, yeah. So that is the language pattern. Okay.
Yes.
But the thing is, how do I put this? Um, well, in writing, they have a saying: "Show, don't tell." So the easiest way to take a person on a journey is language, because talk is cheap, and
Uh-huh.
it's easy. It's easy to talk. It's easy to talk. It's. But if you can elicit that same pattern via actions, via experience, then it's the same thing, much more powerful. No, for example, like this. Um, for example, I'm a girl,
Mm-hmm.
and my process for attraction, the only way you know is via this values elicitation. Okay. So, for example, you elicited me. What's my process for I don't know, falling in love, let's say. And I answer, first, he has to somehow remind me of my father. For example, I'm a girl.
Mm-hmm.
And he has to be like, give me a sense of protection. Um, what else? Stuff like that. So, what did, um, you could do that by, without talk, you could do that without talking,
Mm-hmm.
by, let's say, mimicking the body language of of her father, mimicking
Mm-hmm.
her father's fashion sense, father's perfume. So in that way, you didn't say, you know, because that the formula for that woman is you have to be like her father, right?
Uh-huh.
And because you are mimicking that, you smell like her father, you kind of move like her father, you kind of dress up like her father, then that process will, you know, it will happen
Yes, it's like you are
without
triggering.
talking, without
Uh-huh.
talking.
Yes, it's like you are triggering those mental processes non-verbally. Instead of talking about it, just demonstrate it.
But the point is, because I'm trying to stress this. NLP SS is based on NLP, and
Mm-hmm.
NLP is based on modeling models, and elicitation, and an individual's process for falling in love, for hating, for wanting to kill someone. Those are all processes, which means there's a there, step one, step two, step three. There's a trigger, and that initial trigger is called SRT. Uh, Ross Jeffries calls it SRT. Where is that here?
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Is it hiding?
I forgot. Oh, here,
Oh, there
here.
it is.
So, are you familiar, uh, with the
I,
SRT?
I I'm not familiar with SRT.
2021, no, 2011, I think, model of SS.
Oh, I'm not familiar.
So I forgot how he does it, but the idea is, well, you elicit that, and what's the first thing that lets you know that you are in love with this person, for example,
Uh-huh.
and I think he anchors it to his lips or something like that,
Oh, is it
and
like
he
a?
create and he
Mhm.
creates a like a imaginary lens for the girl to see you through and stuff like that. But the takeaway there is signal recognition technology. It sets off a process. So for example, us, if I my
Mhm.
process a lot of times is when I smell a girl, and that smell reminds me of an ex. That's it. That's the SRT. I immediately go into that state.
The trigger. It's like the anchor or the trigger. The object that
It's more
triggers
it's
the
more like
feeling.
it's more like trigger. It's more like trigger.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, it's an anchor, because that girl, uh, well, that perfume
Uh-huh.
was anchored to that girl, and that girl is has connected to all those memories and past experiences, and memories and emotions, feelings, right? So yeah,
Mhm. Mhm.
so the SRT there is the scent. That's the takeaway there.
Oh yeah. It's the
And
trigger, the object or condition that triggers
mm,
that particular feeling.
the process, not just the feeling, the process.
Okay, okay. It's the
Because
process. Okay,
where did I learn this from? Or maybe it's also from RJ.
okay.
He keeps on saying there's no such thing as attraction. There's no such see, because it's exactly the opposite of PUA.
Mhm.
He What he says is there's no such thing as fear. There's no such thing as approach anxiety, because there's just process. So it's so fast. You keep on recreating that process over and over again. So for example, you're in love with a person. You're not always in love with her, right? I mean, right now we're talking. Are you in love with your wife?
Mhm.
If you direct your focus to her, yes. But because we're talking, then you are not aware. So that process isn't there. So what
Okay.
RJ is saying, that you recreate that process over and over. So it's not real. It's not tangible. It's not a thing.
Well,
Hence,
for
that's why it's a process.
just to clear it up, they don't you guys for our listeners, they don't have to agree with what we are saying. It's just one of the
Well,
concepts
the people who are
and the
listening
mindsets.
to this already know SS.
Okay.
Partly, but the people who don't know what we're talking about, this is just for their entertainment.
So hello, guys.
Yeah, this is just for their entertainment, because I'm tired. That's why we don't care about subscribers, because we target the keywords. They do a search, our videos come up there. That's why we don't care about subscribers, because we're everywhere. What we care about are the keywords and the hashtags. That's a different topic.
That's internet marketing 101.
That's why I forgot which channel we're in. Oh, we review stuff. Ah, yeah, whatever. Because we don't always review stuff. I mean, well, we are review. Yeah, we are affiliate of Speed Seduction, by the way. If you want to get this, there's an affiliate link in the description.
In the description.
If you buy it, we get a small commission. That's it.
Exactly. Yep.
So where was I? Oh yeah, so there's a language pattern, right? So let's say, as the example earlier, uh, the girl falls in love. First of all, the man has to look like his father, smell like his father, stuff like that. He has to
Hmm.
feel safe. She has to feel safe. Maybe the guy has to be funny, stuff like that.
Yes.
So we only know that because we elicited the values. Now this is where the standard language patterns come in. The instant connection pattern. Those are just canned, meaning it's just a guess. Maybe well, it's just a guess. Maybe 7 out of 10 humans,
Hmm.
70% of all females in the world, maybe would respond to that. But that's inaccurate, you know. So that's why it's never in the pattern. You have to list the pattern, then
Yes.
you make them go through the experience. It doesn't necessarily. My point is, it doesn't necessarily have to be the words. The point is, you have to go through the step one, step two, step three, and all that.
Hmm.
By
Hmm.
however means you can do that.
And for those who are having a hard time memorizing the language patterns, yes, as already mentioned, eliciting values is more accurate rather than making your target go through the process via language patterns. Just elicit them, and then
Hmm.
by eliciting those values, they are going through those mental processes by themselves.
Oh yeah, good
So
point.
it's
As you
less
are
work on your
eliciting
end.
that, yes, they
Hmm.
are. You are already good point.
And they're doing it by themselves.
Yes, yes, yes. You are asking questions, but they're going, deep, deep.
Uh-huh.
They're going through that introspective. Sorry,
Yes, and
guys, I forgot the technical terms for this, but you know, but at least the idea is here. And besides, the goal is to speak in English, normal English, because the tendency with the SS community is they hype it up in such a, for example, like this.
exaggerate.
Well, it depends on the listener because,
Okay.
for example, in my time during my days, the goal is absolute manipulation. The go because the founder then was angry at the world. Ross Jeffries, he was angry. He was maybe
He was
bitter.
angry
I don't know.
then.
Mhm. So that's why it's about dominance and no manipulation. Uh, the idea is they should not have willpower. Well, of course, people have willpower, but
They they had that
ideally,
authoritarian approach.
well, let's just say I like the older model. Wait, okay,
Okay.
I'm going to go. I missed this part.
Okay. Okay.
This because this is the difference. I'm old school. I came from the old and the latest I've seen was probably 2005 SS or I'm actually not sure 2005 maybe. But the really good stuff was before because your RJ wasn't politically correct. It's about. Are you still
Hmm.
there? Because I can't
Yes.
see you. Okay, I went back. Because it's yeah, as I said, it's about manipulation process. NLP is about looking at people as computers, mental programs. That's really it. That's really all there is to it. How to hack the program, you know,
Hmm.
operating
Hmm.
systems. That's how you look
That's
at
an
it.
interesting way. That's an interesting way of putting it.
That's really how it is. That's why
Hmm.
it's a different culture back then. It's kind of like well, that's it. It's mind control, that sort of thing. Mind control, brainwash, but in a seduction type setting. And even if you wanted that, it's not gonna happen because no one is that good. So that's the old SS.
Hmm.
The newer ones I've been noticing is they're trying to be cool and trying to hit hit this following the following mechanisms and triggers that exist in PUA, which to
Hmm.
me I don't like it because to me they're exact opposite because SS is it's about processes. So like what he's teaching, there's no such thing as status, no such thing as whatever. Those are just
Hmm.
processes. So you shouldn't care about evolutionary psychology because they're not real.
Uh-huh.
But
It means it
the
simply
newer
means you don't have to be limited to getting those superficial triggers like values, social status, and evolutionary psychology mechanisms. You
yeah,
just
yeah,
have
yeah,
to make the process happen within the mind of your target,
exactly. Hmm. But that's easier said than done.
of
Like
course.
yeah, but y- pe- um I don't know. So it's really also the mindset there. Although SS is actually, I would say, outer game, tactical. It's more tactical in techniques. There's also an inner game there. It's just different how they. To me, they're opposites. That's why I couldn't go back. I didn't realize it. But you remember that, right?
Yes.
Years ago, I kept on complaining. I couldn't go back. Why can't I go back? Because
You'll
because
have to view things differently.
yeah, because because I'm on the other side. I'm on the other side now. I'm hitting the superficialities and the loss of earthly, psychology, while the other
Mhm.
one is programs, you know, processes, meta. You know,
It's good to note it's good to note that if you can make both arts work, the PUA arts and speed seduction, if you can make those two work for you, then you'll be a powerhouse.
they can work, but I mean,
Uh-huh.
uh, because but it's a different situations.
Yes,
Because
situations and
because before I've noticed that, hey, how come this naturally happens? Like, example, you're on a date or you're talking intimately, it naturally happens. I prefer talking SS over some sort of routines,
Mhm.
and that's because no one was teaching where's the right place. Um, they can coexist, but they're not at a different, but they're at a different places, different spots. You
Well,
know,
if you've
you're
been practicing both, then you'll have to determine the proper situations
yeah.
in which both of them
You,
can be
you
applied.
It's like I actually tried this. Like, like you're in the club. You're going to approach a girl and you're going to
Hmm.
drop a speed seduction. Have you ever met what's that?
Have you
What
ever
an
felt
instantaneous,
and
yeah,
have you ever felt an instantaneous connection?
connection with someone? Stupid. Yeah, it's stupid. It's just not normal. And
Yeah, it
also,
won't make sense.
yeah, and stupid because I just gave up. I just gave up because it's stupid. It's weird. It's you know And also, you don't have to talk like that. Like, the tonality. Have you ever felt an
The deep voice.
instantaneous? Yeah. Have you ever felt an Oh, by the way, guys, if you saw my videos, those are all robots. Text to speech. Yeah.
That's text to
A
speech
lot have
technology.
been fooled actually. They- Many have been fooled by those videos. So those videos trying to seduce are robots. Text to speech. So, which brings up the point of tonality. So, the thing is, uh, where I forgot where I heard this from. Ross
Hmm.
Jeffries doesn't deliver those lines like that in real life. He was just doing that to to clearly show the audience, like in the videos. You know, that's why he drops down to that hypnotic tonality, creepy tonality.
Hmm.
Mm. Like what you did, Mr. E, what you just did automatically, right? It's like,
Yes.
I don't know, you do it automatically. So there's also an aspect there. So okay, language patterns, right? There's This is how I see it. Oh, by the way, what I'm teaching, this is not official RJ. This is just what I retained. What I
Hmm.
retained. So there's a two component there. There's the state, um, state creation. What is the proper better term for this?
I'm not sure. I would call it state. I'd still call it state.
Well, let's say, like buying temperature. This is no different from,
Uh,
you know,
Pumping the state.
yeah, pumping, yeah, all those things, buying temperature, pumping
Hmm.
states. You can look at language patterns as like that because those patterns are dealing with like romance topics, love topics, sex. So it's no different from delivering a seduction type routine. Okay.
Hmm.
Then there's the hypnotic installation, unconscious installation shit. So that's where, you know, have you like when you're describing the state of a chocolate, like you're anticipating, the taste, you want to put this into your mouth, you're pointing at your dick, you can almost taste this, you know and imagine that time, like, oh my gosh, when it finally hits your tongue, it's like a fucking explosion. Anyway, so then, yeah. So in that example, there's the state. I'm 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 Can you explain what I'm saying, Mr. E?
Uh, so where are we? Are we going
Because
through
because
the
that
to
was
the
because that was
state?
happening at two levels. So as I was describing that pattern, I think it's called the compulsion pattern. I was like dropping a routine. It's like I was telling a story, a sexual story, right?
Hmm.
But then there's the other purpose of a language pattern. I was doing a hypnotic installation there. I was talking about chocolates, and yet on the invisible or secondary channel, I was also talking about my dick, right?
Well, it's like you are creating in the inside the mind of your target. Uh, it's like you are creating a trigger, making them go through that process while talking about the trigger, which is your dick, so that
Mm,
those mental processes would be associated to the thought of your dick.
that's one way. Not
Hmm.
because okay,
And also,
because
it's along the way, of course, you can make them go through multiple processes at the same time.
how do you mean multiple processes?
Multiple mental processes.
Like how?
On the well, it's like on the other hand, you can make your target go through the process of uh, having an intense focus towards you. That's a one process. And then you on along the way you can drop in some phrases that makes your target go through the process of like falling in love or being excited.
Mm-hmm.
That's another way that I would explain it. That's
Yes,
what I
sure.
have about it.
Um, Wait, where was I? Can you repeat the part in the beginning, since the beginning?
Oh my God. Jesus.
No, but no, be- there's also what I hate about SS, but it's also necessary. SS and NLP, the way they explain things, it's like they put a hype to it. Like I am deliberately, we are deliberately not talking like that. So we are trying to speak in English here, like plain. But sometimes we can avoid it.
Yes, like it's like
So so
we don't have to be poetic about it.
uh, so the reason why I said that is because here is how they will explain it. So as I'm talking to the, I'm doing the language pattern. It's creating subconscious, unconscious. What do you call this? The unconscious mind is
Processing this.
making embedded commands to suck my dick or something like that.
They're hyping up the way they explain it. They use ambiguous words. It's like they're
Although,
also hypnotizing their students when they explain this stuff.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that
That's
description,
okay
but
also
I would rather describe this as,
in layman's
well,
term English.
there's multiple channels of communications happening.
Uh,
So your mind processes everything, every channel. The obvious channel is we're just talking about chocolates, but the other meanings are also being processed. And in so doing, when you're pointing to your dick, there, the unconscious mind, I still use.
the unconscious mind while pointing to.
So basically, it made sense to it. So it processed it, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it will act on it. But still,
Mhm.
the message was there, and you keep on piling that, piling and piling on that messages, and that's why embedded commands work with enough numbers, with enough repetition. You
Yes.
know, because although like 0.00001%
Hmm.
influence, uh, it's better than nothing. But you need to do a lot of those embedded command thingies. You know,
You need to stack them up so you can get
yeah, a
a
lot.
stronger emotional response.
Yeah, because when they teach this, actually, I
It's
well,
like you.
let's just say before I had the experience, I thought it was gonna work more powerfully than it actually did. You know, then I realized the truth behind it. Like, yes, there's some truth to it, but it's not like my first impression. And that's why when I hear people talk about language patterns, like, does it have to be perfect or no? Not that. It's that you're missing the point. Those are processes. You have them go through that process.
Mhm.
That's it. You don't
And
even
when,
need you
uh
don't
huh,
even need because I told this guy, what's his name again? Sorry, dude, I forgot
it's
your name.
Francisco.
Francisco Diaz, I think. Yeah, Francisco Diaz. So what I told Francisco earlier is when I do SS, I don't. You will not detect it. You will not detect because I don't speak like that. Have you ever felt an instantaneous connection with someone? It's as if the world disappeared and only you and this guy exist. No, I don't talk like that
It sounds weird in most cases.
unless I'm making a joke. Well, we always make a joke, Mr. E and I.
Yeah, we
But we,
always
we make
joke
that
about it.
in Tagalog, in Filipino.
Our primary language, of
Yeah.
course, native tongue. We exaggerate it when we
Yeah.
when we demonstrate it. So for we have friends who ask about it. So when we explain it, we exaggerate and as a
Other
joke.
friends who are like us, who
Uh-huh.
know this stuff. Because the civilians will not. What the fuck are you guys talking about? Doesn't make sense to me. Why are you laughing? What? That's not. They won't get it, of course. So so yeah, that's why when, for example, I talk about instant connection. Uh, so what other ways? For example, you can just have them. You can just take them and watch a movie, and
Oh
that's it.
yes,
They will go to that state, and that's why it's actually a good idea to, they instinctively, they watch chick flicks, because after that, they're pumped up. They're ready for love,
oh yeah.
or
That's a good
or
idea. That's a good suggestion also.
and
Just take
I
them to
know,
the
I had an ex he's so vulnerable to porno. She just wouldn't watch it because after that, ready, primed.
ready to
Yeah,
ready
you
for
don't
some
have to do
action.
anything. You don't have to talk about whatever. compulsion pattern, whatever, blowjob pattern. That's it. And the whatever she was watching took her there, elicited. No, triggered the process. Ran that process, the program, mental program for sex, lust. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So oh yeah, I forgot this part. So yeah, so you know how, because I did this before. Yeah, like when I'm trying to, because when I really, well, I got competent with this because I practice on all my office mates, like all the time. And
In a target rich environment.
not even, well, with just everyone, just everyone. That's
Okay.
why they always wanted to be with, I don't want to, but what else? So yeah, yeah. So sometimes I would go to that sexy tonality. Have you ever thought, Then I would do the eye contact thing, and they get that goosebumps.
They
But
get goosebumps in a good
yeah,
way.
yeah, because it's creepy. But sometimes it's not creep because yeah, so that's why. So my point is, when you do that, you are eliciting sexual vibes and energy. But if the
Mm-hmm.
girl is not attracted to you, he thinks you're disgusting, then there will be a frame that you are creepy. But if she was attracted to you, no, that's not creepy. That's sexy, sexual. So there's a meta frame there.
Good
So
point.
yeah. So for this, the solution is here. PUA stuff. Look attractive. Be attractive enough at least. If you're like super ugly, you stink. It's yeah, they can't help it but be somewhat aroused, but it's creepy. The equivalent there is like us seeing a hot tranny. That's so fucking annoying. Like that perfect legs, and then you find out that she also has a dick. So fucking annoying. Or like from behind, she's so hot that when she faces you, it's like very old and a grandma, and you know so there, that's why it's annoying. Yeah, you got sexually aroused, but there it's the wrong frame. There's no she doesn't you're not I don't know if that's a word to them. You're not fuckable to them. I don't know if that's they understand
That,
that word.
uh, it's yeah, but it's like they're attractive, but they just you're not the
Okay,
type
yeah,
that they would
because
sleep with.
attraction isn't a choice. I
Hmm.
mean, like that arousal isn't a choice, but well, that's a perfect example. The tranny. You get the point. You misfired and got
Hmm.
aroused and started fantasizing on the guy with the bigger. You may not know. If anyone comments against LGBT, well, we're not politically correct. You're gonna get a straight answer. We're not against them, but I'm
Hmm.
not gonna bang them. 100% disgusting. So, are you calling us disgusting? No, I'm only whatever.
Just stating, just making a point. Uh,
I'm not. You're gonna get a straight answer if you do that. I don't care. We don't have to be politically correct here. So, so there. That was my point. Hypnotic unconscious installation shit. Subcoming and timelining. Why did I wonder why I said timelining? Oh yeah, because when you
Be-
do a pattern, right? You
mhm.
also actually they also do this with PUA routines. So you are putting yourself in the timeline. In the future time that you guys are dating each other, she loves you, you know. You can it's basically rehearsing her mind.
Mm. Making them
So
imagine a time in the
yeah,
future where
yeah,
still
using
where she's still feeling those emotions.
yeah, using you're tricking her to imagine that. So what? You know, I tricked you into imagining you're lusting after a tranny. Or did you catch me? No. You went back into your memories and wait, did I ever, you know, you probably remembered the time you maybe banged a tranny or uh,
But it's still not enough to really make them persuade them into taking action. So it brings us to another point. You'll have to stack those processes. You'll have to stack
mm.
whatever the language patterns, make them go through as many mental processes as
Oh yeah,
possible
yeah, yes, yes,
in order
for sure.
to make it powerful enough for them to take action.
You know,
That's
I
just speaking from our experience.
because I got to practice with them. Um, no, I don't want to say the effects, but it's just really powerful stuff. Um, because I wasn't a PUA then. Uh, because this is what RJ taught at the time. You just keep on doing that, and they will start hitting on you. Yes, that happened. But there comes a but it but not all of them will take you there, which means they won't try to kiss you or you know try to have sex.
Mhm.
No, you have to take the move. That's basically up to that extent. RJ teaches it. But if you go to the PUA world, then there's escalation. There's Kino, and that was my missing part then. So
Mhm.
my point there was, yes, you can keep on piling on and like torturing them every day, and it's gonna work. But well, they're also stuck. They're also stuck. You need to pull the trigger for them. That's it.
You have to take the initiative, escalate. That's another interesting
Yeah, escalation,
interesting concept.
Kino.
Yes,
Yeah, so that's it. It's stuck. But yeah, whatever RJ said, that's true.
that is true.
Uh, um, it seemed hype, but into PUAs, they think it's hype. No, I've experienced them. But the thing there is, it's not a cold pickup situation. These are coworkers. And yeah, okay, I'm gonna rant again. This is what I hate about
Uh-huh.
civilians. They think the difficulty level in cold approaching and cold seducing targets is the same as the girls being introduced to them, which is, oh my gosh. For starters, when someone is gets introduced to you, you already have
Mhm.
everything going in your
Pre-select.
favor.
Uh-huh. You
Uh,
even have the pre-selection. You already have
sometimes when a
pre-selection.
girl, yeah, sometimes when
Mhm.
a girl introduces you, so you're already good in her book unless you fuck it up somehow. You don't have
Mhm.
to. You're already good. Your social circle safe. She feels safe. She trusted, protected. She's in her comfort zone. But when you approach a stranger and you seduce a stranger, thoughts like, what if this guy murders me, steals my kidney? Those are real threats. Rapes me.
Mhm.
Those things. Well, what if he has AIDS? What if you know? So there's everything is against you, basically, in a cold seduction type situation, which is why it's much harder. And it's not fair to compare a social circle because that's really easier, much
Mhm.
easier.
And Of course, in a cold approach setting, there's a higher chance of getting rejected.
You're lucky if you get, yeah,
And
yeah, yeah, rejected.
because it's primarily because most people are busy in a cold approach setting, unless of course you're approaching women in
There's also
clubs.
that.
Mhm.
There's also that.
But
Yeah.
if you're approaching a woman in a grocery store, or on the street, there's a higher chance that you'll get rejected because maybe she has to go something. She has an emergency to attend to. So
Mhm.
the possibility of getting rejected is high.
Yeah, but that's why these civilians really piss me off sometimes.
Hmm.
Um, I just challenge them. Can you even approach? Of course not. Of course you can't. If you can, you might probably be only be able to do it once, whereas we've done like 10 for the day.
At
And I'm not.
least 10, at least
I,
at least 10.
by the way, for your information, I'm the weakest approacher in all my wingman. So if I'm doing 10, probably Mr. E here has done, I don't know, 40. Same goes with my other wingman. And the same also goes with in my biking career. I'm always the late. I'm always behind. So there. It's a pattern in life, my life. Yeah. So after this I'm going to show the effective what I would think effective SS pattern. And
Okay.
that's not even a human. That's just my voice and a text to speech. So I can play it now or
You can play it now. I'm curious. The text to speech technology.
yeah.
I want to know how good the text to
So
speech technology
this
is.
I guarantee you guys are going to feel horny and well at least be in love as long as you're open minded. As long as you're as long as you're open. No. We are not going to see anyone nude. This is just this is just someone talking.
Okay.
Um, just be open minded. Just don't resist. Because if you resist, then yeah, it won't work. What else? Yeah, I think I've covered everything here. And if you like this, if you don't know what we're talking about, then get the course.
I can get the course.
Yeah, get the course from our link
It's worth
down
it.
below.
Uh, if you're not into seducing women, just you can get it for improving your persuasion skills.
Yeah, because you know these concepts, uh, you just modify them a little, and they become copywriting, salesmanship.
Hmm.
You know. So there. I'm gonna go back to that. So I think that part is over. Hide. So yeah. I'm gonna play this part and just be open minded and this is what I think an effective SS pattern is. And later I'll well just be open minded. Okay. I'll, anything else? It might be 10 minutes long or something.
We can probably skip some parts.
They cannot skip this.
All right.
If they skip this, then they lose the experience. Oh, well, they can play this back some other time.
Mm, okay. We'll just give them a link or something.
See, the thing is, okay, that's actually a good point. So there's a process, right? Process for falling in love. So that's let's say from 1 to 10, random number. No, okay, me for example, how do I get attracted to a girl? Well, first she has to have a pulse. Next, she has to be easy. That's it.
It has to be easy.
Well, it's really easy for us guys. You know, she just has to be 0 or 1. One, doable, bangable, hot enough that you know, uh, doable, that not to the point that I'll commit suicide afterwards out of regret. Know what I mean? Just better than nothing, you know. High standards. No, but seriously, me, I see a hot girl, but all guys are like this. You see a hot girl, maybe a fair skinned girl, usually like in the Philippines.
Mhm.
What else? The curves, yeah, because that's evolutionary psychology.
The curves.
Yeah, big hips means in evolutionary psychology or evolutionary biology. I don't know. Means they can give you good babies. So that's automatic. Let's say that's a process from 1 to 10, or smell good. You know, if that process does not complete, because you said they can watch just a few parts, right? It will not work
Hmm.
because the process is not
Okay.
complete.
Okay.
There has to be enough there that the process was triggered.
So we will be watching the whole thing, listening. I
Well,
mean,
maybe
listening.
not necessarily the whole thing, but at least the process has to be there.
Okay.
Because my point here is this is another form of language patterns to get the idea, because it's not the words, it's the experience. Yeah, that's it.
All right.
Should have said
That's the
that more.
best way to go about it.
Yeah,
It's the experience,
yeah, that's it. That's what I was trying
the
to say.
mental experience to be specific.
So think of language patterns. No, that's not it. It's the experience. Letting going, you know, giving them that experience 1 to 10, start to finish. So without further ado, okay, ready?
Okay. Ready?
I will hide.
I recall a story I had read once called the Eros stone necklace. It was about a woman who was growing apart from her lover and was losing faith in love. One night she was out walking up in the mountains near her home as she sat upon some rocks and was staring up at the stars. She made a wish that a man would come into her life and fill her with the adventure she had been missing. Suddenly there was a flash around her, which at first startled her, but then she began to feel very relaxed. A nice, soothing, comfortable feeling filled her body. Then an image flashed into her head, an image of passion so incredible, so fulfilling, that she almost thought she were dreaming. At first she tried to deny that she was starting to feel a warmth deep inside, because she was afraid to feel that good, but the more she allowed herself to feel that warmth increase, the stronger it became, and the more she wanted this to continue. Then she started to hear this voice inside her mind, and the more she allowed herself to listen to this voice, the more it relaxed her, the more it warmed her, the more it caused her to listen intently to what's said. The voice began to change and started to sound like her own voice, and this voice said to her, "Focus on what is in front of you, and you will discover that which you desire." Then, poof, the voice was gone, leaving her to understand what was said. She put her hand to her chest to settle her breathing and felt something around her neck. She pulled it forward and saw that where there was once nothing, there was now a beautiful necklace with a colored stone. She was of course confused at first, but then she recalled the voice that she had heard and what it had said to her. "Focus on this right in front of you, and you will find what you desire." Now it all becomes clear. She has the necklace, and somehow it will give her what she desires, without even fully understanding what is happening. The decision is made to pursue this, to have what is desired deep down inside. She said to herself, "No matter what anyone else says to you, this is what you want, this is what you deserve, and you're going to do it for all your own reasons." The next day she went into town to buy some things and was amazed by what happened. Upon entering the market, she saw this man and felt a tingle and warmth, a very strong warmth that ran all the way. Up her body, the man's eyes caught her eyes, and they stared for several moments. That warmth deep inside began to get stronger and stronger and stronger, and as the man approached her, she started to feel desire forming deep inside of her, right in near the solar plexus area. It was like an energy had formed around them, like a soft, private bubble surrounding them from the rest of the world. In this moment only these two people existed. He smiled and said not a single word, and instead kissed her lips softly. She closed her eyes and took in the moment, go ahead and take in a breath, and then let it out slowly. At last, she had found the man who would make her feel alive again. The man pulled back to look into her eyes. He whispered softly, "What can I do, what can I say, to make you mine? But only for a night." She thought about what it was she wanted, and asked herself, what do you want deep down inside of you? What is missing from your life right now that you want from this man? And with only a smile, she took his hand and led him out of the market. They talked for hours, sharing insights and opinions, dreams and desires. Then they simply fell into each other's arms and made love for the night. It was unlike anything she could imagine. He touched her exactly how she wanted to be touched, made love to her exactly how she wanted to be made love to. And all of this was the result of a chance encounter. In a magical necklace. As they held each other later, he complimented her on her necklace. She revealed to him what had happened the previous night on the mountain, and how she came to possess the necklace. He kissed her lips, then said, "Every time you become aware of having this necklace, think of me, and every time you touch this necklace, I will feel your touch upon my face, and I will smile." They parted the next morning, but made plans to meet again that evening. Sadly, she decided not to meet him after all, for she feared that this magical, wonderful, amazing adventure she had shared with this man would eventually be ruined for one reason or another someday. She instead chose to remember forever that one perfect night. With this one perfect man, she thought of him often, and his image was never far from her mind. And every day she would touch that necklace, and every day she would feel an incredible warmth, for she knew that somewhere he was smiling.
So there. What do you guys think?
I like the music.
It's it's I already told them, right, that it's a robot.
Yes.
The reason why I think, by the way, that's not even my pattern. That's Ross Jeffries. I copy pasted that, it recited that, and to the best of my abilities, I try to give them that experience. I added the music, the visuals, and that's the point. That's my point. If you can do that with just language, then do that. But you don't. It's not the language. It's the experience. That's the point. But the double meaning is there. The hypnotic installation thing is there. Well, that's language. You know, the embedded commands like with this guy, this guy. I don't know. Do you remember?
I, I don't
I went to
remember.
the bathroom actually. So so when you think of this guy, those are commands. Um, and hypnotic commands. When you think of this guy, you will remember.
Mhm.
Mm. It may or may not be processed by your, here I go again, unconscious mind. So there. No, but even if I remove the embedded commands there, it would still give you the aspect there of the state
Uh,
arousal, buying temperature type thingies. It's just like reading poetry or watching a movie or romantic flick.
Oh
It's
yeah,
no different.
now that you've mentioned it,
That's
another way, another trick that they can use is to just tell a story, like a romantic story. They
yes.
can
Mm,
they can look at it through books or shorts. They can look at some short stories that are very popular.
they will get into that state
Mm.
if they don't do not disengage, if they are with you
Ah yeah,
as you're telling the story. But if they're distracted, that's why I was saying earlier, or they get creeped out, like they were feeling something, but hey, I'm not attracted to you. You don't. You're way below me.
well in order
This is not what RJ teaches. So definitely not.
well ideally you would want to be in a one-on-one conversation in order to pull this kind of stuff on off, like the
I
intimate using bringing up intimate topics or telling romantic stories. In most cases you'll need to be in a one-on-one conversation scenario.
so yeah. So my point there is there's the aspect of state, then there's the aspect of hypnotic suggestions. So you could just tell a story, they will get to that state. But if the story involves something similar to her boyfriend, you know, then that story will help with their relationship. So you lose the girl, or about going back to her ex. If the story is about that, then yeah, then you also have to stuff like that. But basically, you're working with emotions, then you're working with different channels of sub communications. The idea there is he creates those feelings, then those feelings have to be attached to you. RJ would call it anchor. That is too technical sounding. That would get anchored to you. I would. I really try to avoid NLP technical terms
And yeah,
because I find it pathetic when in newbies, like they talk like that. They talk, but I know that they don't get it because it's exactly how it because it's exactly how it comes out in the book, or you know that's you have to say it in your own words, in your own way. If you don't, then you're just parroting. You're just
it won't sound natural.
yeah, because we have the different personalities. Like I write scripts, for example.
Mhm.
Those scripts will not be how it will come out. It will I have the actual person to do the final editing to suit his personality or character. Yeah. So what else? So yeah, my point there was anchoring. Yeah, it's correct. It's anchoring. You are creating those feelings, then you
Mhm.
are trying to make them attached to you. Yeah, so it's anchoring.
Well,
But
well, in most cases, you don't have to be bothered by doing those anchoring stuff because most of the time, when you are the one who's always eliciting those positive emotions,
yeah.
those positive emotions will naturally be associated to you or anchored to you.
You
I
know,
don't I don't like using the term anchor.
yeah, it's too technical. But actually, in business, they call it. You can call it branding. Like
Yeah.
a brand is known for so and so. So when you say that brand, you already know that. Hey, you know, for example, trust condoms, cheap horse, prostitute,
Jesus.
the condom of choice for prostitutes. I don't know. That's it. Or or cheap,
Gee.
like hotel, you know, stuff like that. Because those ideas have been anchored to a thing, to a concept. So you can think of yourself as just a concept, as a brand. You're trying to attach those concepts or feelings, emotions to you, the product or the brand, because you're a brand.
Brand. That's an interesting way to put it. That's
Yeah,
new to me.
I'm trying to get out of the standard definitions of, you know. So there, I hope I hope we explained the ideas clearly without getting too much into the jargon.
Mhm. And we also hope that through this episode, we were able to take the pressure of delivering
Yeah,
delivering the language
so
patterns perfectly.
you don't have to,
You don't
yeah,
have to be worried about it.
you don't have to deliver it perfectly, like word for word, which I did before,
Mhm.
by the way. Like what I did was, because it was a call center. My last job,
Well,
2005.
fortunately, I didn't have to go through it because you taught me already. You taught me about it already. And
No,
guys,
but I really
Mr.
like
Z was the one who introduced the speed seduction to me.
I really like one script. I will over and over and over to everyone. Like I would translate that into different. I mean, my execution, so they don't recognize it, because that's how I actually learned. Because I can keep on saying, "Have you ever, you know, whatever, with felt an instantaneous connection with someone?" I can keep on saying that over and over. I have to change it. Like don't you get surprised? Like, all of a sudden, like you feel connected. Yeah, I would do that. Oh, but you can see my hand, right?
Uh,
Yeah. Don't you get surprised? Like you just feel connected, Know what but anyway. Or like oh, sorry, oh, she they're gonna be on a break, right? Oh, so you're gonna be on a break with your boyfriend. Oh, with your boyfriend. Yeah. But that's joking. Oh, so you're gonna break with your boyfriend. Yeah, I will do that. Whatever opportunities uh, to practice. It's actually fun. If I am an employee again, I would be doing that just for fun. I'll be practicing patterns all day long. And the more you practice, you. Oh, by the way, there's one thing also it teaches. You go first. Very important. So when you're talking about a pattern, but you're not feeling that, they won't get it. Have you ever felt an instantaneous connection with someone, as if the whole world disappears and like it's not there?
if you want them to go
So
through
you
the
go
feelings of excitement, you'll have
whatever
to feel it
emotion.
first.
Yes.
Uh, you'll have to feel it first. It's like it has this entrainment effect. If you're feeling it, they will naturally feel it as well, and you also get to add
We are in
the
the
language
PUA world.
patterns.
They actually call it real social dynamics. They call it. You know what it's called?
I
Starts with
forgot.
an M. Mirror neurons.
Oh yeah.
Troy first taught us X equals
Mhm.
X.
If
Remember?
you want to
Remember
feel,
that?
if you want them to feel good, you'll have to feel good first.
This is the application of this. Uh, so I was like fashion photographer. I have a model, and I was trying to teach her this stuff. So I told her, "Hey, I'm going to make you horny," because they need permission. Because if they don't have permission, they will feel it, but they will feel the creepiness. Like someone is lusting after me. You know. So anyway, so there, I just got into that state. Uh, I no, I there's also oh yeah, because we're talking with NLP people here. There's also nonverbal pacing, right? Uh, with their same breathing rates, like
Ah, yeah.
their their rhythm, same breathing rates.
Mhm.
You just non-verbally pace them. Then I get into that state, horny, and I felt it. Then later on, after the thing, hey, you're doing it again. She told me, yeah, because I wanted to bang him. No, just kidding. I know. Oh yeah, she might watch this. Oh shit, I'm kidding.
Hello. Shout out.
Shout outs to what's her name? Divine. Yeah, it's Divine. Shout out to
He's
Divine. That's it.
regretting it.
Yeah. Or I hope she doesn't see this. I don't know. I'm just kidding. Or maybe not. I don't know. So I'm done. What else?
I don't have anything else.
So if you want to find out more, just buy from our link. So you can
Improve. You can
buy a
improve your
Ferrari.
persuasion skills, improve your seduction skills, and eventually, yeah, buy a Ferrari.
It it might take like how many how many sales to buy a Ferrari? 100,000? I don't know. Maybe not even
Not enough. Not
not
even.
enough. Yeah, not enough. So there, guys. It's actually 5 a.m. here, and yeah.
Thanks for bearing with us. It's
Thanks,
already
thanks
like
to
Mhm.
what's his name? Francisco Diaz.
Francisco.
Yeah, good idea.
Thanks for the content idea, by the way.
Mm,
Thanks for
yeah, good
making it
idea.
easy.
Sometimes
Making it
some
easy for us.
like for example, our biking show. Someone that also came from a comment, and in that comment, because my biking shows were like no, and I was too shy to speak, right? So he said basically, you good for nothing, son of a bitch. You don't talk. You wasted my time. So we repeated that video and with commentary. So there.
So we made the commentary.
Yeah. So there.
So keep the comments coming in.
Yeah. So just like this show, because of the comment.
Mhm.
That's it. Anything else?
Nothing else. Just
Oh,
go out there.
by the way, speed seduction is actually meant for guys seducing women. But no, you can actually use this for any gender, LGBT. Yeah,
Or any,
because
yeah,
everything is just a process, and that's why I said seducing. Well, seduction is process. You can just convert that into what is the process of someone who wants to buy something,
yeah. Hmm.
or if you want to intimidate someone, what is their process for to be intimidated, or what is their process of wanting to commit suicide? You reverse that. That's the mindset of a NLPer and SSer. Old school SS. I don't think they think like this now. The really hardcore stuff, old school. SS, old school SS. And not politically correct, and manipulation is the goal.
Persuasion, manipulation is the goal. Getting the sale is the goal.
Right now, they don't use that term anymore, manipulation.
That they've already repackaged the whole course.
Yeah, yeah, including PUA. So before it was how to bang chicks. Now
Hmm.
it's how to meet women. Or what's the how 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 to get how to have success, better success with women. What I forgot how they phrased it.
How to get laid.
No,
How how to
that
sleep
used to be how to phrase it before, but
how to
now
sleep with married.
before, yeah, that was like before.
Yeah,
They didn't need to be politically correct.
he was
Now
aggressive. Hmm.
now it's like how to be successful with women. I mean, this journey of being successful with women, how to something like that. How how to dating success, yeah, like that. How to achieve dating success. Politically correct bullshit. No, I don't need to be politically correct. Fuck you. So there. As long as you're not committing any crimes, or actually ethical, believe it or not, they're actually ethical.
Manipulation is good if the other party benefits from it. So
Ah, yeah. This argument always comes up, and it's like RJ, Ross Jeffries got annoyed, and also NLPers.
mhm.
This always comes up. So their usual typical answer is everything is manipulation. Like you want someone to do something, that's manipulation. Um, Everyone does it. Everyone is literally
Like if you want to make your child eat vegetables,
yeah.
eat veggies, you'll have to somehow manipulate your child into eating them.
Even yeah, even just convincing, even just begging or motivating them or in exchange for a toy. Those are all manipulation. Um, Haggling, trying to get a discount, manipulation. Those are all manipulation. You have you have a goal. You want the other person to do that.
Mhm.
Yeah. So yeah, whatever. And besides, even if hey, if only it were that powerful. It's powerful, but not as powerful as you think. That's why there's hype. That's why they hype it up.
Mhm.
That's why I hate it. I hate it talking like that. That typical. On one sense, they're not actually lying, but then they make it sound like they have absolute power. Like every woman. It's not like that. Stuff like that. It's annoying. Uh, so there. Have nothing else. Do you have something else?
I don't have anything else.
It's morning.
It's
We
morning
actually.
already.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Time for us to sleep.
Me. You already slept.
Hmm.
Hey, we have a show later.
Yep, can't
With
wait for it.
I'm gonna wear this again.
And yeah, our helmets, bikers, our cycling helmets.
So
If you
there.
guys want to check out our other channel,
Don't.
or maybe not, probably not a good idea. Yeah. But then they'll search for it and they'll eventually find it.
Yeah, you can find it because I don't even try to hide. We just dump them all together and. How about this channel? We review stuff. This is more curated, let's say. Not as much as my other channels like Voxeros. Everything is there.
Hmm.
And the other one, the main one, code J47. Oh my god, I already told them.
Jesus
Idiot. Maybe they didn't hear.
Christ.
What an idiot. So yeah, there. But there, congratulations. How did I say that?
Congratulations on your journey for taking the big step towards studying this method.
Buy from our link.
Mhm.
Don't buy from the industry of torrents and pirates. I'm not saying they're there.
Well, buying directly from buying the product actually encourages the author to improve the products. So that we can learn more from them.
Nice way to put it.
Nice way to put it. To persuade them into buying from our link.
Yeah. We desperately need money for in order to keep the show because we're paying an entire crew, 100 people to put up the show. That costs money. It's expensive to
Dark
expensive show to put up, put out. What's the right word?
put up, put up,
Put
probably.
up.
Not sure.
Yeah. Our wardrobe technician, our stylist, hair colorist. This is like $2,000. Yeah. So yeah, we need money. So there, see you guys. We're just just dragging on. What else?
Thank you, thank you. Thanks for bearing with us for 2 hours, I think.
I pity you who actually watch this. No, but I hope you guys who are into this stuff learned. We did our best to explain it in a non NLP SS sounding way, you know. And don't try to do an SS pattern exactly like that. It's stupid.
It would make you sound weird.
Hey, let's do one. You.
Have you ever felt an instantaneous connection? Sorry, I can't.
Have you ever felt an instantaneous connection with someone? It's as if the entire world disappears. It's only you and this person exist.
Do you remember the one with "You are an example of genetic perfection"?
That's
That's a
the
classic.
classic RJ. Yeah, Ross Jeffries. Um, I don't
Slowly
actually remember.
increasing, like that. The one with the slowly increasing something. The one Ross Jeffries raises his hand.
And what happened?
It's like some goes along the line with it's getting stronger and stronger.
I think
Something like that.
that's SRT. I thought
Yeah,
you.
that's SRT.
I don't fully remember this. Okay, guys. So okay, for example, what's the first thing? The first that lets you know that you are attracted to someone. You answer.
Uh,
What's the first signal? What's the first thing? What's the first thought or emotion,
the
idea
uh, no, the feeling
that
of
you're attracted
excitement,
to a chick?
arousal. Of course. Arou-
So if you, okay, I might be mixing up my techniques. Okay, so
okay.
bear with me.
Well,
So it's arousal.
that's a good example actually. You don't have to go to into a pattern. Just elicit it like the one you're doing. So what's the first
So
thing that makes you the what was the word again?
I don't even
What do
remember.
you usually look for in in a
I'll
man or something?
do it on me.
Uh,
No pressure.
hmm. What makes you say you are attracted to someone?
You can phrase it like that. Although,
Hmm.
well, how do I know? How do I know that I'm attracted to someone?
Hmm.
When oh, you know,
Well,
when I hear her name, it's like, oh, or when I hear her voice, oh, you know, like that.
well,
Oh,
we don't have to limit ourselves to attraction, the topics of attraction.
no, any state, any
We
state, any
any
process.
state. What makes a
So for
good
example, I said,
Mhm.
what are you gonna do with that? You manipulate it.
Of course I would manipulate. I would say something like, and it can even get stronger and
Well, first you have
stronger,
to symbolic morphology. Symbolic
hmm
morphology is so there's already a sound
which is
there.
another.
Maybe do you want to put a color? What
Hmm.
color would that be? Then you calibrate that. So let's say this is the whatever attraction. As I put in closer, do you feel it getting stronger? You do? And as I take it away, it's getting weaker, doesn't it? And there, you play with
Hmm.
you maybe you can expand it, maybe you can make it brighter, maybe darker, maybe smaller. There, you just calibrate it when she's already calibrated. Then there,
Mm-hmm.
that's real. That creates the emotion. I don't know if this is SRT
Mm-hmm.
because what's the first signal that lets you know that you are attracted to someone? So she will say, so maybe I will do this.
Mm-hmm.
I think because he smells good. Then he will mirror it back. I think I actually forgot. I
You
don't
will feed
remember.
it back by saying it again. So
But
you.
but what I do know is the symbolic morphology part. So coming back to the example earlier, like
Mm-hmm.
uh oh, I was doing that, calibrating. So this is attraction. Let's say so you create a filter, like you create a lens filter. So with this attraction, that you can see me through, you can see this person through. Basically, you're trying to make her like that.
Mm-hmm.
Then what he does is he does this, so that symbolic morphology. He does this. So there,
And of course, I would
sometimes you move
also the
he
anchoring
converts that
something.
into his face.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
anchoring.
And they can also work with some mundane day-to-day stuff
But
like
I don't remember the pattern anymore. SS pattern. However, I would still do it like that because it works.
mhm.
Because the principles are there.
They
Uh,
can also yeah, the anchoring, yeah, it comes naturally.
as long as you understand the fundamentals of this, you don't have to. You can make up your more or less make up your
Hmm.
own. So there's an emotion. Then you manipulate the submodalities. You know, submodalities means quality of the thing, the concept.
Yeah, like you make it stronger, you make it bigger in their mind.
Bigger, louder,
Hmm.
more smellier,
More
closer,
intense.
farther. It has to coincide with the emotions.
And of course they can also start with something
Black and
that's
white, colored, vivid,
they can also
faded,
start they
something
can
like that.
also start with
Submodality.
something mundane like what makes a good shopping experience. It's a
That's
mundane
actually
and the casual,
that's
not.
actually pretty deep. They will go into what's called transderivational searches. They would really think deep because what makes a good shopping experience? They would go do like that.
Mhm.
It's deep
Or like what's your ideal vacation.
there.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, because girls are into shopping. So yeah,
Shopping or vacation, what's your ideal
yeah,
vacation?
yeah. That's great for gold diggers. What's your ideal?
Politics.
Yeah, don't I asked a gold digger once what gift do you want for I forgot. He gave me a made me regret asking basically. What did I even ask? How about a CD? Oh, you want to? How about a DVD? Pirated DVD. Okay. Why did there? Um,
Dead
anything
air.
else?
That's it. I guess it's
That's
time to
it.
go.
Yeah, just buy the course, and you already learned a lot.
You can watch some previews, some of the preview of the course.
But
I think
yeah,
I think Ross Jeffries has it in his YouTube channel. Does he still have a
and
YouTube
he will
channel?
talk like that, and he will talk SS. Yeah, because you go deep down inside with the unconscious mind, with the anchor. Well, I forgot the terms. You know, those terms.
Mhm.
Yeah. Hey, we should say goodbye already.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
Hours. No, no, not really. So, thanks, guys. And with great power comes great responsibility. But for you to have that great power, you need to buy this course from our link. Then you learn responsibility. We have another course about responsibility. Also buy from our link. Just PM us. Yeah. How to be responsible with a lot of power. Oh, there. Okay, guys. See ya.
See ya.
Special episode.